Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. Just want you to know what a joy it is to be with you here in this wonderful energy this morning. Always a joy to remind you that the essential energy of life is that which is already within you. It is your conscious awareness that you are every day connected to the God Spirit and can bring it forth in your daily living. That's the best news. It's the only really real news. May we live each day in this energy. Just a couple of other things. I'm also very happy to say that we now have the 7 spiritual practices of Now Creation. So we recommend daily online. Just go to our website and click on 7 daily spiritual practices. You'll be able to download them. And then also tonight, if you're able to join us, we're very happy to have you for our What is Light Body from 7 to 8:30 this evening. Let's begin. My dear friends, your continued advance in spiritual awareness has been a great joy to behold, with so much more to come. One of you had a rather interesting remark to last week's teaching concerning the words of Jesus when he said, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and your heavenly Father will then supply your needs." The remark made by one of our members was, you must seek first, indeed, the kingdom of God, but not just one time, but rather we must learn to first seek the kingdom of God as a continuous choice, that we will be making. With such a wonderful observation, what I would like to do is to continue our growth personally. What we'd like to do is as we continue our personal growth, to realize then how helpful we are to the members of Now Creations, but also to our many family and friends. It is precisely this sense of practical growth that I want to now address in today's teaching entitled Currency. Currency. I will begin by addressing the reason why money is often called currency, and then address 3 particular factors that give a new meaning to the word currency. Again, we will try to be very down to earth, in fact, grounded. Pardon the pun on the word current. Let's begin. Did you ever wonder, and it's really a good question, did you ever wonder why money is often called currency? It's such an interesting question to ask. The word currency comes from the Latin word currens, currens, and means to run. In the Middle Ages, the term currency was applied to money, presumably because, well, you need money to make things run. Money itself has quite a history. On the one hand, many people call money the new golden rule, namely, the person that has the gold makes the rules. And this is true on so many occasions. And yet, one no less than Jesus would also say, you can't serve both God and money. You either love the one or hate the other. From a practical standpoint, however, the notion of money as currency is quite true. You need money to run things. Let me now address this notion for a brief moment. Money is the stuff you need to get things done. Money is an exchange for a product. Money is simply an exchange for a product. Money is the currency, the things that you need to run things. Again, it is the exchange of currency for a product. Money is the exchange of energy for a product. Let me repeat that. Money is the exchange of energy for a product. This statement got me thinking. It made me ask the question, what is your currency? What is it that you run on? What is your energy? Even more to the point, what is your exchange in the getting of things done? How do you go about the getting of things done? What is your currency? Not only we understand that currency is an exchange simply for making money, but your exchange not just for things, but your exchange in all aspects of your life. What is running you? What is your currency? What is your energy? It is precisely to answer this question that will be the basis of today's teaching. I will address your currency in 3 practical ways. First, well, what is your currency? Recently, I was watching a CD wherein a gentleman was describing how he came to understand the importance of awareness in his life. He very clearly stated what I too have sought, and I bet you've sought it many times yourself. He said, I want to know the deepest part of myself. Let me just repeat that. He said, I want to know the deepest part of myself. Isn't that something that each one of us has desired as well? We want to know the deepest part of ourselves. We don't want to be blindsided by simply superficial things or even blinded by superficial things. Wouldn't it be sad? Wouldn't it be sad if we came to the conclusion of our lives without having noticed the deepest, the best part of ourselves? Wouldn't it be sad if we came to realize that at the end of our lives, we had missed the point? We did not get on the bus. We missed the boat. We misidentified our deepest purpose. That somehow that we did not come to understand the real life force that was guiding us, that we had run on a lesser current of life. Let it be said. Clearly, we begin to see the importance of accurate self-identity, especially accurate self-identity in being an eternal soul spirit versus the lower identity of a limited human being. To clearly know the difference between spiritual wisdom and worldly superficiality. Now, before moving too quickly to a practical answer to the question of what is that deepest part within ourselves, let's take a brief moment to address a very beautiful phrase that a psychologist gave to the star children who are now coming onto our planet. The phrase she gave to the star children is this: their currency is love. Their currency is love. What they bring in exchange, what they run on, is love. Isn't this exactly what you have come to know as the deepest part of yourselves? That your currency, the deepest part of you, the best part of you, is the energy of love. Truly. This is precisely the message that Jesus gave us in A Course in Miracles when he said, teach only love, for that is what you are. We say that very often, and it's just very easy to gloss over too quickly. Teach only love. Teach only love, for that is what you are. You have to take these words seriously and do not allow the current of love to be sabotaged by the undercurrents of self-centeredness and fear. This is what happened to so many people on so many occasions in their life. They espoused love, but they lived from self-centeredness and fear, the egoic undercurrents of life. The good news for you, perhaps if you've been in this energy yourself, is that while you can kind of show a good face to others, you cannot lie to yourself. You know what is the undercurrent of your life. The time has come for you, and for me certainly, the time has come for us to show up as love, to allow this deepest part of ourselves to come forward generously, abundantly, egregiously, without limit. As we do this, we also begin to reflect not only Jesus's words that we are loved, but also those beautiful, beautiful words of 1 John chapter 4, that God is love. And the person that abides in love abides in God, and God in that person. This is the deepest part of ourselves. How much more evidence do you need to come to know this deepest part of you, the best part of you, that is at the very center of our soul, the love of God, right in our very hearts? And if you do not accept the evidence of others, would you please maybe accept the evidence of your own self and see if love is not at your center? And if you have another answer, please let us know. But if love is truly who you are, why would you not fully live from love from now on? It's really a good question. Why would you not fully live from love from now on? The second point. Let us now address the second point of love being your currency, the way you get things done, the way you run on, by addressing how effective is your love. Let's address this point from a statement that people often make off the cuff, that truly has a significance to it. Many people often say, maybe you've said it as well, when asked about the meaning of their lives, that they say that, well, they would like to make the earth a better place because they have been here. And this remark seems to satisfy them for the time being. They just like to leave the earth a better place. But if asked, what is it that you would be leaving here on earth to make it a better place? Oftentimes, they're rather tongue-tied. They're not quite sure exactly what it is that they will be leaving here on the earth. Well, they might say, They are leaving behind them their accomplishments, everything from the work they have done to the relationships that they have established. Such accomplishments, not without merit, such accomplishments, not without merit, was addressed in a comment made by Meister Eckhart, the 13th century mystic, who said, "Our works do not ennoble us. Rather, we ennoble our works. Our works do not ennoble us. We ennoble our works." He would go on to say that we should not so much worry about what we should be doing, but rather the much more important thing, we should much more be concerned about the way that we are being. Pretty smart guy, pretty smart guy. The obvious teaching by Meister Eckhart is that being precedes doing. Being precedes doing. That first love should precede accomplishing. We are beginning to understand this. So let's address the effectiveness of our loving in 3 concrete situations and see how, in fact, that loving preceding doing does ennoble our accomplishments. The first situation was a rather ticklish situation for a person who had to attend a meeting that he was very fearful of, especially because he had no control over the outcome, but it was very important to him. My suggestion to the person was that he send loving energy to the people who would be attending the meeting and look forward to the best results. Although I personally have used this approach several times and have found it quite effective, I felt that the gentleman did not really hold too much worth to what I had suggested to him. Nevertheless, I encouraged him to do so. The next day, I received an email from the gentleman. He said that he did send loving energy ahead of him, and in fact, that he did it, in his words, a few times. He then said these words, which, while they did not surprise me, I must say they did delight me. He said, "That worked much better than I anticipated." It just worked much better than I had anticipated. Could life be this simple? That increasing our willingness to love provides a very powerful base to our lives? Could it be this simple? The second aspect of the effectiveness was one that is very, very interesting. Many of us know quite well that one of my favorite mantras, and a favorite mantra of Now Creations, is my own personal wisdom statement as well. And the words are, you know it well, I am the love of God in human form. I am the love of God in human form. I love to say that. I am the love of God in human form. The power of this mantra lies in its starting point. As you see, the starting point is that I am the love of God. It doesn't say anything about the people we're going to deal with or the situations we're going to deal with. It just starts with, I am the love of God. Do you not see that it starts with who you are? It starts with your being. As such, you begin to feel the words of Jesus. Yes, teach only love, for that is what you are. And you get those words of 1 John, God is love. And the person that abides in love abides in God. And God in that person, you. You. Are you not seeing that being precedes doing? That loving precedes accomplishing? This is so important for us to grasp. That being precedes doing, that loving precedes accomplishing. So that when you complete the mantra, I am the love of God in human form, do you not see that you are now in an empowered human form? Do you not see how love is the empowerment to your human form? This, in fact, is the most important thing, that the love of God is now the source of the power that you have. It's very powerful. It's just a matter of putting first things first. As Meister Eckhart said, first be, then do. First be, then do. Allow the love of your being to ennoble the works that you do. This is how you're going to leave the world a better place. Your works will come and go, that your love will strengthen and grow. It's how you make the world a better place. It's the truth. The third aspect of the effectiveness of your love. When Paramahansa Yogananda focused on social teachings, he often said that relationships begin in the family, extend into society, and then become participations in the country and world situations. This view is encapsulated for me in the notion of simply extending the boundaries of one's loving presence. In practical situation means, as many of us have experienced, extending this currency, extending this loving energy, what we run on, to everyone that we run into. I like that phrase a lot. To extend our currency, what we run on, to everyone that we run into. Just makes such an interesting view of life. And this does mean everyone, from the people at the grocery store to, dare I say, to becoming a cosmic friend. That love is not only the enduring quality of the earth, but also the enduring quality that permeates all of creation. We're beginning to understand this. God is much bigger than the earth. And that love permeates all existence. Certainly, while we are the love of God in human form, the love of God does permeate all areas of creation. In fact, love is the one binding power that permeates the universe. It enables us to explore the universe without fear. Think about that. It'll be interesting to see about these drones. We're now ready to address the final point of love as currency, that which gets things done, that which we run on. I think you know what I'm going to say, and you are right. Put love to the test and see if it works better than anything else. Ask yourself, does it make logical sense? Does it feel right? And does it work every time? While you know this standard of truth, and power, there are two preliminaries to the power of love. Two preliminaries, which some of you still have a hard time with. Two preliminaries. The first preliminary is that you must first be in the currency of love. It must become your energy. In order to practice its power, you must first become it. It has to run in your life first. It has to be your currency first. Here's the problem. Even among those who are spiritually inclined, they passively wait for transformation to occur. Let me repeat this. Even for many people that are spiritually inclined, perhaps yourself, you're waiting passively for transformation to occur. And the reason why even spiritually inclined people remain passive is because they allow the events of the world to become too important for them. This is precisely where the words of Roy Eugene Davis need to be heard when he says, strive, strive, strive to be enlightened in this lifetime. These are important words for us to hear. Strive to be enlightened in this lifetime. What are you waiting for? Just what are you waiting for? The goal of Now Creations is to provide a stimulus to you to become more active in embracing your spirituality. Our spirituality is much more than just an occasional feel-good, warm fuzzy. For many of us now, it has become the expanding currency that we run on. We have ceased being passive, ceased waiting for something or someone to transform us, which leads us to the second preliminary point. I know now you really know what I'm going to say. The most important daily practice to establish and maintain our currency of love. The most important daily practice that avoids us to run on empty and sputter, sputter, sputter. The most important daily practice, which enables us to run on full, is our daily meditation. I have been especially moved by the observation statement provided by our members committee. You would have received this observation in an email on Wednesday morning. I hope you read it. And perhaps we'll reread it again. For in it, the members committee clearly noted the benefit of meditation, but especially it noted the comments that so many of you have made concerning your personal success in your daily spiritual practice that meditation is providing for you. My personal thanks to the members committee for its statement and to so many of you who have shared the successes, the power of your meditations. In a word, clearly, daily meditation is the anchor of love. Daily meditation is the anchor of the currency of your being. You must first be in love with God to be the love that you are created to be. You must first be in the love of God to be the love that you were created to be. In conclusion, your constructive actions, the things you are achieving in life in the present, understand that what you're presently doing is preparing yourself for your future. So it's a good question to ask yourself, what is the energy? What is the currency that you're presently running on? What is your currency? What is your currency that makes things happen? May we continue to answer that question. May we continue to answer that question with this simple response. We run on love. Our currency is love. And oh yes, we are running on love together. Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Just nice, easy breathing in, breathing out. It really is a good question, isn't it? What do you run on? You used to run on what many people, the vast majority of people, still run on. They run on their minds, focus on the things of the world. That's their priority. Used to be ours. And then as we have spiritually matured, we began to just look at things differently. Whether we became bored with those things or they just didn't seem to satisfy the deepest part of us that we were looking for. We were looking for that. We found that the deepest thing we most wanted to be is just really to be a very loving being. I think we would be honest in saying that if we could do anything in life, we would just like to be a very loving being. We would like to run on love. There was a time when you would too easily dismiss this notion. Oh, yes, you paid lip service. Yes, we should be more loving. And then went right back to your mind again and tried to figure out, well, what you ought to be doing. Hasn't that been the problem? Your mind trying to figure out what you should be doing. Somewhere along the way, we forgot or perhaps never knew that our works do not ennoble us. We thought they did. Look what I've done. And most of the time, we would just keep looking outside of ourselves. Look what we've done. We're going to leave the world a better place. I guarantee you, your legacy and my legacy, that most will have a generation or two, and then we will pretty well be long forgotten. Just think of your own great grandparents. Can you even remember them? Were they living when you were born? What do you know about them? And are they a meaningful presence in your life now? The real legacy is the legacy of love. When spawned by you, it continues from generation to generation to generation. to generation. That gentleman never thought that love would be quite so effective until he tried it. So easy, so easy to get into those undercurrents of self-centeredness and fear. So what a bright spark. What a bright spark when that psychologist seemed to indicate that the star children coming into the world today, and you know some of them, when she said their currency is love. Oh, what a reminder. What a reminder. What a reminder. Strive, strive to be enlightened in this lifetime. You would just come to understand that it's simply coming to know the love at the center of your being, and allow this love at the center of your being to ennoble what you do. You've got a great day ahead of you. You've got a great day ahead of you. You've been reminded that your currency, what you run on, is what will make you the happiest you could ever be. You're running on the universal love of God that permeates you and all there is. Isn't that something in which to rejoice? Isn't that something in which to rejoice? Okay, let me invite you back to your breath with a nice big smile in your heart. And I would not be surprised one beginning to dawn on your face, on your lips. We are the love of God in human form. That's the truth. And with that, let me invite you to breathe your eyes open. Oh, you've got to have a pretty good smile on your face. I am an eternal being of light and love. Thus, only good can come to me, and only good can come from me. And we are eternal beings of light and love. Thus, only good can come to us, and only good can come from us. Namaste.